Hi there, thanks for joining us and volunteering to sew masks for Masks of Hope. My name is Maggie Hattinger and I am going to demo different ways to do a sewn mask. The first way will involve some elastic and the second will involve ties. Happy sewing! Before you get started, you want to make sure that you have all of your materials. You are either going to need double folded bias tape or 1/8 or 1/2 inch elastic. Quilter's cotton needs to be 100% cotton. You can also use duck cloth or canvas for the masks. You need some type of measuring tool and either a rotary cutter and scissors. You're also going to need an ironing board, a sewing machine, needle, and thread. Once you have your materials organized, you're going to cut them out. You either need two 30-inch strips of double fold bias tape or 6-inch strips of elastic. And then you'll need 2 pieces of your fabric cut to 9 inches by 7 inches. The reason I like to use 2 different pieces of fabric is that you can see which side of your mask is the inside and the outside. So if you have to take it off and put it back on again, you can be sure that you have the appropriate side touching your face instead of potentially putting the previous outside contaminated part against your face if you have to put the mask back on. Now we're going to start sewing. First, I'm going to demonstrate what to do with the elastic. So after you've cut your elastic into 6-inch strips, what you're going to do is lay it on top of your fabric and secure it. The first example I'm going to show you is with the ear elastics. So what you're going to do is take your rectangle and you are going to tack down the elastic in each corner like this. You're then going to pin or clip your fabrics right sides together. After this, take to your machine. You're going to sew around 3 sides completely. And then when you sew the 4th side, you're going to leave about a 1.5 inch opening so that you can turn your mask. Once you're done sewing, your mask should look like this. You'll have your opening so that you can turn your mask and the rest of your sides sewn. After flipped right side out, your mask should look like this. You're then going to take it over to your ironing board and you're going to iron it flat. After that, you're going to iron 3 pleats into it. I like to put them equally spaced between your mask. After ironing and putting in your pleats, you may want to pin in place to make sure that your pleats stay where they're supposed to be. You're then going to do a finishing stitch around the entire outside border, and that should also close the hole on your mask. And this is what your finished pleated mask with elastics will look like. If you're doing the version with bias tape ties, you're going to take both of your fabric rectangles, you're going to lay them right sides together, and then you're going to stitch across the top and the bottom only. After stitching, your rectangle should look like this. You are then going to turn it right side out. You should now be looking at the right sides of your fabric with 2 unfinished edges. You're going to go ahead and press your rectangle, and then you're going to add 3 pleats. Once you've ironed and pleated your fabric, you are going to take your 30 inches of bias tape and you're going to lay it on the side of your mask, fold it over so it encases the wrong edge. You're either going to want to clip or pin this in place. Once you've ironed your mask and put in 3 pleats, you're going to take your 30-inch bias tape that should be double fold. You're going to lay your raw edge of the mask inside the fold and encase the raw edge. You are then going to pin or clip it in place on each side of the mask. Once your ties are clipped in place, you're going to go ahead and sew from the top. I like to fold mine down first and then sew so there's no raw edge. You're going to sew the entire length of the bias, making sure you get the raw edge encased, and then all the way down to the bottom. And again, to finish, you're going to fold up before you sew over the bottom. This will make sure that the ends don't fray. Once complete, both masks will look somewhat narrow. However, once the pleats are expanded, they should comfortably cover the entire face.